And now, our feature presentation.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jack Mitchell, and I am the president of your 2023-2024 Gold Chapter, Beta Alpha Psi, New Sigma Chapter here at Fairleigh Dickinson University, Silberman College of Business. And before we begin, Happy New Year, 2025. Halfway through a decade. Oh my. Time flies. So, I'd like to welcome you all to our very first meeting of 2025. And not only that, the first meeting of the 2025 spring semester. So, as a disclaimer, before we move on, basically, this is a recording of what was going to be happening today. Because today we had our welcome interest meeting, and you probably are now wondering, why am I not in Mon 107? Well, I forgot to resume the recording because I accidentally paused it. And I accidentally forgot to resume it. So again, that's on me. My bad. Won't happen. It won't happen when we have a speaker. It will never happen. I can probably remember in the top of my head that I did this in the fall, but you know what? Accidents happen. So again, this is a recording of what you guys would have seen today. So just throw that out there before we get into all the good stuff. So today is our welcome interest meeting, otherwise now being renamed as BAP 101 Boot Camp. That's right. More flashy. So today we'll be going over everything you need to know about Beta Alpha Psi, all of the new initiatives that we'll be doing this semester, and who will be coming to speak to us this year. So if you're ready, I'm also ready. Let's get this party started, baby. All right. I have two monitors here, so just bear with me, everyone, while I'm trying to get the slides up. Just make sure I get the right one. Okay. Let me do real quick. Okay. Let me try this. Okay, that's not working either. All right, so I'll just make a copy, duplicate tab of this, and I'll just put it here. Okay, there we go. All right, so you guys do not need to scan the QR codes because you are watching this right now. So, BAP New Sigma Chapter. Let's get started. So, to introduce our e-board throughout this entire academic year, and I believe last time I went bottom to top, so I'm going to go from top to bottom. So, your president is me, yours truly, Jack Mitchell, graduate student here at FDU Silberman College of Business, graduated with my bachelor's in accounting in May 2024, currently finishing up my master's here. We graduate May 25, hopefully sit for the CPA exam after graduation, and I will be working at Forrest Masters in audit in October of 2025. Our vice president, who is also our accounting society president, who is also our head tutor, is Gloria Petreska. She basically wears a lot of hats around here in BAP. So, a true, Renaissance girl. She is an accounting major as well. Graduated with her bachelor's degree in accounting in May 2024, is in the 4+1 program, and is currently finishing up her master's degree here, and we're graduating in May of 2025. Our reporter / secretary is Joe Lauded, also an accounting major as well. Graduated with his bachelor's degree in accounting in May 2024, is finishing up his master's degree for May 25. And our treasurer, Ricky Lewis, graduate student. He graduated last December with his bachelor's degree, I believe, in accounting or finance. And he's currently going to be doing his 4+1 program here at FDU. We'll be graduating in December of 2025. So that is your e-board. Our faculty advisors, we have Dr. Collier and Dr. Sampath. If you're going to be at Florham, you're going to be seeing Dr. Collier in person. If you're going to be at Metro, you're going to be seeing Professor Sampath. Oh, did I say that? That's right. Don't worry. I'm going to get back to that point in a minute. It'll come back in handy. Don't worry. It'll make sense in a minute. All right. So for those of you who have no idea what Beta Alpha Psi is, or for those who need a little refresher, because we all need that from time to time, here's that refresher. So who we are. BAP stands for Beta Alpha Psi, which is basically part of the Accounting Society. It is an international honors organization for accounting, finance, and MIS majors. And for those who do not know what MIS means, it is Management Information Systems. So what do we do? So every week we bring in accounting firms, finance companies, organizations, and other accounting societies to visit our campus and to present to us any topics or anything they'd like to talk with us about and network with our wonderful students. Now that's network with our awesome candidates and members. So to go over the objectives, we want to recognize the outstanding academic achievements in the field of accounting, finance, and MIS. We also want to promote the study and practice of professional fields relating to these disciplines. We also want to provide opportunities for self-development and association among members in practicing financial professions, and then encourage a sense of ethical, social, and public responsibilities. And trust me, in the accounting and finance world, ethics plays a big part. All right, so just as a background for the ideas going forward, so we posted in August of 2024 our annual report from the 2023-2024 academic year. We did outline in that annual report that we will be implementing some new ideas going into this academic year. So if anyone was with us last semester, we implemented a bunch of new ideas. And we actually cut that list in half. So half of it was going for the fall, half is going to the spring. And we're doing that in the second half of the new initiatives, which is going to be this. In reality, it's basically 3 of them. The first one is an update from the fall. So updates on the BAP AI tutor bot, otherwise now being called New Answers. Get it? New Answers, New Sigma Answers. You know, if anyone got the joke, give yourself a pat on the back. Number 2, strengthening attendance requirements. I'm going to touch on this very heavily when we get to this part. So please, pay very, very much attention to that. We're introducing our requirements tracker. I'll talk about that also as well. And then finally, a potential collaboration event. I wonder which org could that be? Type in your guesses in the comments section and wait to see if you're right. Who knows? Might be org you already know. All right. So I guess you're probably wondering who's coming to speak to us. Remember, for those who do not know, this is our 10-year anniversary of our chapter being founded. And for those who are looking for a history lesson, our chapter was petitioned in May of 2014. And on May 4th, 2016, we were chartered officially by nationals. So this basically, we called it our 10-year anniversary tour for the 2024-2025 academic year. And I could definitely say on the eBoard's behalf that we had an amazing fall semester. We brought in some awesome firms, and we're looking to continue to keep pushing it forward here going into the spring semester. So let's reveal to you guys our official schedule for spring 2025. So obviously today we had our welcome interest meeting. Let's get this out of the way before we go over the whole schedule. Our meeting location. So for Florham, it will be in the Monitor Center, room 107. So if you guys know where I am in the Bloomberg Lab, which is Mon 106, it is basically the room right next door. For Metro, we were trying to reserve 1170. However, we found out, and funny story, when we had the meeting today, we found out that there actually was a class already booked for that room. So we basically moved it to 1104. We then also found out there was a class coming in at 5:30, but the professor came in really early. So we decided now, going forward, every meeting for BAP and Metro will be held in Dickinson Hall, room 1132, going forward. And again, I do not know why we didn't get that room reserved. We sent the email out in January, but we didn't hear anything back. So again, we're going to go what we got. So that's just a little minor nitpick there. 29th, 2 events are going to be happening. We are FDU Club Fair on the Florham campus, so the Student Center, so 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you know of anyone who is interested in learning more about Beta Alpha Psi and interested in maybe applying, please come out for that event. I will be there to answer any of your questions. And if you want to talk anything about accounting or finance related. And then on that same day, from 4:30 to 6 p.m., that's right, special end time for this meeting and this one meeting only. It'll end at 6 o'clock. We will be having UWorld come in. Now, I will say this. This has been in the works for a year. And I have been keeping this under wraps from not only the advisors, but to my e-board. And they have no idea who I'm bringing in from UWorld. And this is going to be a huge, huge meeting because the speakers that will be coming in to speak to us from UWorld, first off, it will be Nicole DeRosa, former FDU Silberman alumni. She is on the Young Alumni Board of Trustees for Silberman. And the second person is somebody who we have brought in at one point last year, but this time it's going to be different because this person is none other than the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT, Peter Olito will be in person on the Florham campus next week. I am not lying. I am not even joking. It is a huge, huge deal. And for anyone who does not know who he is a big deal in the accounting and finance world. And I will tell you this right now. If it wasn't for him, probably 95% of our alumni in our chapter would not become CPAs if it wasn't for him. So, and I've had a personal relationship with him. I've met him a couple times. He's an amazing, awesome guy to talk to. And this is going to be the best meeting to kick off the semester. So I am very pumped for that one. I hope you guys are too. So, enough of me fanboying over that. February 5th, we're going to have NJCPA. Araceli Nunez will be coming to speak to us about how you can get involved with NJCPA, which, by the way, as a little side note, you can get a free NJCPA membership while still being a college student. If you want to know how, go to our webcampus org page. It is in the content section, and you can learn how to sign up for a free account and also get a free student membership. Highly advise getting on top of that. All right. Now I will say this, that there are some holes in our schedule that we have not filled yet. So just throwing this out there. If you know of any firms that you would like for us to bring in, please reach out to anyone on the e-board and we will try and work and get them to come speak to us. It could be any accounting or finance organization. But yeah, the 12th, we have no speaker lined up yet, but we'll let you guys know when we do have that. The 19th, Ford's managers will be coming to speak to us. John Kaplan will be coming to speak to us in person. I'm very excited about that because that will be where I will be working after I graduate. So I'm very pumped for that one as well. The 26th is going to be our off week. And then the day after, this really is not going to be a meeting, but it's going to be an event that we are going to be co-hosting with the Career Center and with FDU Silberman, the job and internship recruiting fair. That's going to be from 2 to 4:30 p.m. in the Ferguson Rec Center on the Florham campus. As a side note, for Metro, our Metro members, transportation will be provided for that event if you would like to go to it. Please see Paige Sultano for more information on that, because I have no idea how that works. So please go to Paige on that. The 5th, we have nobody as of right now. The 12th, we are off because of spring break. The 19th, we're going to have CLA come in. Emily Grice is coming to speak to us in person. We've always had a great relationship with CLA in the past, coming to speak to us. And then the 26th is a firm that's also close and dear to my heart as well, Wes & Co. We've had some numerous alumni here from BAP who had the opportunity to work, not only intern, but also potentially work for Wes. And I can also say on that end as well, as I have interned with them for 3 cycles, amazing internship. Highly encourage all of our members and candidates to apply for their internships. They are looking for 26 interns. So please, if you have the opportunity, please do so. Letitia Ferrara will be coming to speak to us in person for that meeting. And also, by the way, they did they just launched a partnership with FDU Silberman to help out with the 4+1 program, and also canceling out a couple of credits for the seniors going to be going to become master's students, get some credits while working for them. So, you know, I just want to throw a little plug in there for them. All right. Then the 2nd of April off week, because our e-board will be going to the Quinnipiac Game Forum on that week. So we are not going to be having a meeting that week. The 9th, 16th, we have no speaker as of yet. The 23rd, we will have CBiz, Emily Hines from CBiz, and Spencer. And to be perfectly honest, I forgot his last name, and I do apologize. Will be speaking to us in person. And then the 30th, it's going to be our induction night. Not only that, it's going to be our e-board election. Yeah, I am not joking about that. That is going to be happening this semester because every position on the e-board is up for grabs this semester, because we will all be stepping down at the end of the semester, and by the end of the semester, there'll be a whole new e-board. So I will say this for anyone who's thinking about going out for e-board, this is the time to put yourself out there and to really give it your all. And trust me, you can ask me, you can ask anyone on the e-board, because they've been in your shoes before and they know how it feels, you know, to get to where they are right now. So please, if you ever have any questions or thoughts about that, just let us know. Now, one thing I'm going to mention, and I'll say this. If you all remember what I said when Professor Sampath is going to be at Metro, well, Metro, I promised you guys that I was going to get you guys speakers in person at Metro, and I always keep my promises. So I'm going to announce this, that for the meetings for March 26th, April 9th, 16th, and the 23rd, the speakers will be coming in person at Metro. That's right. They will be coming in person at Metro. So that means you will be getting the same experience you would get if you came to Florida. And I will be there on those days as well, because I want to actually see how, you know, it turns out, you know, the speaker coming to Metro, I want to see the dynamics and all that. But I hope you guys are excited for that. We are going to be bringing in some big names to come over to Metro, because we want to give you guys the same speakers, you know, we've got in here the last couple of years. So we're kind of playing catch up here. So trust me, you guys are going to get the best of the best with these ones. So stay tuned for that. All right. The types of membership. So for FDU Accounting Society member, if you're watching this video, congratulations. You are a member of FDU Accounting Society. Congratulations. You showed up at our first meeting. Congratulations. Any meeting you show up to for BAP, congratulations. BAP candidate. So this person had to have completed all the requirements, but have not yet formally been inducted. And then our BAP member, they've completed all the requirements and they've been formally inducted into BAP. Now, we did play this when we had our meeting in person. So again, I am not going to play this video just for time's sake, but we have posted these slides on our webcampus page if you would like to view the video on your own. It's a great video to actually watch. We show it off every year, you know, to really, you know, encourage you guys to go out for BAP. So, you know, it's a cute little like 4-minute video. All right, membership benefits. So this is basically, you get recognition of academic achievement. You have excellent networking opportunities with employers and their students. And trust me, we bring in the best for you guys. We've brought in last semester 2 of the big 4 accounting firms, Deloitte and KPMG. And we are looking to get EY and PwC to come this semester. So crossing our fingers that we do get that to happen. But we have great relations with other companies. For example, from the finance perspective, Goldman Sachs, HSBC, UBS, Merrill Lynch, accounting, WIS, CLA, Nifty Volkia, Witham, and Forbes Masters, as an example. Eligibility for scholarships. So there are scholarships that you can be a part of, and you could, I think it's some that'll be exclusive just for BAP members and candidates. And there's also some that you do if you're not a member candidate, but we still encourage you to do it. The NJCPA student membership and AICPA student membership scholarship, and then the CMA scholarship as well. And if you have any question about how to sign up for how to apply for CMA scholarship, you can ask me, because I am a recipient of that. and I can tell you how you do it. It's very, very, very easy. Opportunities to participate in community service activities. So just as a forewarning for all of our members and candidates, we will be doing our community service activity next week, and it'll be going until the end of February. We will be doing is fundraising, clothing, food, and any medical supplies for those who lost their homes during the tragic LA wildfires. So there will be one drop-off box at Metro. Probably it's going to be at Silberman's office, one drop-off box on the floor campus in the Student Center. It is like we do every other semester. You basically have what you're going to be put in the box, take a selfie, send it to the BAP email at bapfdu@gmail.com, stating that you did drop it off. We then will mark you down as you've done your community service. It is that simple. It's nothing really that crazy. By next Sunday or Monday, we will be revealing what list of items are acceptable to donate. And this will be going on until the end of February. So just want to throw that out there as well. And then memberships and associated activities look excellent in your resume. And trust me, the BAP does look good. And I can also speak from experience from my end, and I've seen it from a couple of my peers who have gone on to do great things. And some have interned for Big Four accounting firms. Others have gone to become CEOs or CFOs or, go into wealth management. The possibilities are endless. So it's highly encouraged to become a member of Beta Alpha Psi. And if that doesn't entice you, let us tell you what achievements and recognitions we received as a chapter from last year and going forward. So we attended both BAP mid-year and annual meeting. Our chapter attended our mid-year meeting in Indianapolis, Indiana, and then the annual meeting in Orlando, Florida. And I've heard that this year's annual meeting is going to be in San Antonio, Texas. So yay to that, because, Texas. We competed in the Project Run With It competition. And what that competition is, it is a consulting competition where basically how to apply for it. You have to apply for it. You have to write a 500-word essay saying why you want to be a part of it, how this will impact you. The judges, then you basically submit it. The judges will look at the application and they will accept you. It is a very prestigious competition to get into. And not only that, if you get accepted, you go down the day before the first day of the annual meeting and you're able to meet up with your team. And what happens then is that you get assigned a non-for-profit organization. And they basically give you a task and they ask you a question on, how would you do this? And you basically come with a solution for the company. And basically, I remember my company, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I remember it was a not-for-profit organization in Orlando. And I remember because I was actually the one that competed in the competition for our chapter. And I remember I got a cute little t-shirt I got. I still have it in my house. So I still keep that. I always keep that as a reminder of, how far we've came as a chapter. And then we also competed in the chapter operations competitions. And when we competed in 3 categories across all judging criteria. We scored a perfect score in all criteria. And that's something we were very proud of. And multiple chapters came up to us and they were asking us, how you do this? Can you teach me how to do this? We were so excited. We were so proud of ourselves for that. Some of our members have competed in the Bloomberg Trading Challenge that's being held in this room and at Metro as well. Some of our members have attended Quinnipiac Game Forum, as I will be attending along with the rest of the e-board in April. We go to New York City, so that'll be a fun trip. We've created our very own website and we have new social media platforms. So if you haven't heard already, we launched 2 new social media platforms, Lemon 8. It sounds, weirdly enough, it sounds like Lemon 8, but lemon and the number 8. And then Red Note. Yes, we have a Red Note account. We know that TikTok might be going away. And if that does happen, we will migrate over to Red Note. We will be prepared if that happens, but we're crossing our fingers that it doesn't happen because we want to keep TikTok in the United States. We want to keep it here. And I also will just mention this now because this actually happened today as we were preparing for today's meeting, that we got an email from Meta that we submitted an application last year to have our Instagram account and our Thread account verified. And they accepted our application. So we now are verified on Instagram and on Threads, and on top of that on X as well. We also applied on X at the time, it was Twitter. We applied to get ourselves verified. So this now makes us the only FDU Silberman Business Club to have a verified social media account. The only one, which is a huge deal. Huge deal. And then finally, something that I am very proud of, and I take this to heart, we were able to achieve gold chapter status for the first time in the 10-year history of this chapter. Now, what that means is every year we have to do a certain amount of stuff for nationals in order to be accredited, or in this case, mission-based. And the last 3 years I've been in BAP, we've always hit distinguished or silver. So when me and Gloria came on as president VP, when we got elected, our goal was to get this chapter to gold by any means necessary. And we basically set that as our goal, our top priority for that year. And we basically achieved that in that year. And we brought on Joe and Ricky as well, who were amazing helps. And, looking back now, I can happily say on behalf of the board that we have done an amazing job. And, it's going to be emotional when we all step down, but we know that whoever's going to get elected next is going to, take this chapter to new heights. And we're very excited to see where it goes in the near future. So, and I can unofficially say this until Nationals approves this, but unofficially, we are going to be going gold again for the second year in a row. Unofficially. We have to get approved by Nationals first, but unofficially, because we also do the calculations on our end with the scorecard, but we are unofficially going to hit gold again. Just a little thing there. All right. So now you're probably wondering, oh, Jack, I actually want to become a BAP candidate. What are the requirements? Well, I'm glad you asked, because that's what the next slide is going to talk about. Candidate eligibility. So you have to be a matriculated student at FDU Silberman that has completed 3 semesters. So to translate that, you have to have completed your entire freshman year, and you have completed your sophomore fall semester. Sophomore year being completed your fall semester. Or if you are a transfer student, 1.5 years of college. And again, I'm just going to point this out there because anyone that's a freshman currently cannot go out for BAP until the beginning of fall 25. However, you can still come to the meetings as an accounting society member. And basically, that's how I got involved in BAP. That's how I actually got started. Even when we were in COVID, I came to every single meeting, even as an accounting society member. And I got involved in any way I can. And believe me, it worked out for me very well, where I can now say that I've seen BAP go through the highs and the lows and see where it comes to today. So it is worthwhile to do that. It also makes you stand out for everyone as well. As a freshman, say, hey, I'm going to BAP, because we always have the notion when we say to the freshmen, say, hey, even though you can't go out go out the semester, you can always come to the meetings. They're always afraid of, like, oh, we're not a member, we're not a candidate, so we can't really come. Like, yes, it's always open, because as long as you show up to a BAP meeting, you're an accounting society member. So that's how you basically started out. You have to declare a major in accounting, finance, or MIS. Now, you can declare a minor in one of these 3, but the major has to be one of them. You can minor one of them, but you have to major one of them. You have to complete at least 1 major core class beyond the business core class. So I'm going to say this for accounting majors, because usually how they do it at FDU is basically they put these 2 classes in the fall semester. So this really won't apply to this semester, but hypothetically, let's say if it was a fall semester, for accounting majors, you have taken or currently taking either Accounting 3242, which is Intermediate Financial Accounting 1, and or Accounting 3243, which is Cost Accounting. Usually, you take those 2 classes together. You usually do that. Because I know I've done that. When I was going through my academic career, I did that. For finance majors, This one can vary by semester because they do offer this. You will have to have taken or currently taking, as of right now, principles of financial analysis. And for MIS majors, you have to have taken or currently taking CSCI 2216 Intro to Computer Science 2 and or CSCI 2255 Discrete Structures. So that is what the core class is, the major core class. The overall GPA requirement is going to be a 3.2 for undergrads. For graduate students, yes, graduate students can still apply to become a BAP member. They still can. The GPA requirement is a 3.0. 3.0. So we lowered it down by 0.2 points. All right. Getting now more into the requirements. So this is basically how the requirements go. But wait a second. Let me try something. Wow. Yeah. Look at that. No application fee. That's right. So we want to thank FDU Silberman and Dean Almeida. Because of them, they will be waiving every candidate's fee to get into Beta Alpha Psi. And I also want to just throw this out there as a disclaimer. They will be waiving your candidacy application fee. After you get in, the next year and then onwards, you will pay $25 as the annual fee, just like a regular member. So just throw that as a disclaimer right now. So you basically will submit a candidacy application. So usually the part where I say, hey, for this week and until the 19th of February, I'll have application. I'll ask this before the meeting starts, at the end of the meeting. So if anyone would like to apply, I'll say that at the meeting. If you want to apply online, we do have the application form on our webcampus page. It's in the content section. Download it and fill it out. One thing we got to put on there is that you also need to submit an unofficial transcript. You can do that through self-service, and then your resume. Send that over to bapfdu@gmail.com, and then we will get you in the system and intranet to become a candidate for BAP. All right. Attendance is required at 10 professional meetings, community service event, which will be the LA Wildfires fundraiser, and then induction night. So I'm going to say this, and you'll probably hear this from Dr. Collier later down the line, towards the end of the semester. All candidates are required to come for induction night. If you do not show up for induction night, you will not be able to join BAP. And we've had incidences in the past where we've had candidates come in and they got all the requirements done, but they did not show up to induction night. And their induction got delayed by a semester. So please do not make that mistake. Please don't. We do not want to see that. Believe me, it's a heartbreaker. Like, please. And then finally, complete 4 hours of tutoring per semester or 8 hours of tutoring in the school year. So, throw us out there's a disclaimer for our members. If you know you have to complete your 8 hours, this is the time to do that. So all of our fall candidates from last semester became members. Please get on top of that. For the candidates, here's a little advice that we all took when we all went out for BAP. If you know you're going to be busy next semester, if you know you're going to be if you're going to be a student athlete, if you know you're going to be working, if you know you're going to have a class next semester, now to come into these meetings, our advice is get tutoring done within the first 2 weeks, because I will say this, 90% of the time, no one shows up to tutoring. The usual times they'll show up is when we get around midterms and final season. So my advice is get it in the first 2 weeks so that we can knock that out. It's one less thing to worry about. Finally, application deadline is going to be Wednesday, February 26th. That is a hard deadline. Any submissions after will not be accepted. Point that out there. All right. Now, let's now talk about the second thing that we're going to be mentioning. Strengthening attendance requirements. Oh boy, this is going to be a hot topic, I will say. So basically, since Silberman is going to be waiving all the candidate application fees, um, one of the conditions they asked for us to do is to strengthen our attendance requirements for the candidates that would be going out for BAP. So as a group, as an e-board, we discussed this and we came up with a decision. And I just want to throw this out there now. This decision came from the higher ups. So this did not come from the e-board. This came from the higher ups. They told us this had to happen, and we couldn't negotiate on it. This, it has to be what it is. So just as a forewarning before we show you what we have to do. So for BAP candidates only, so please pay attention to this part. Due to the candidacy application fees being waived, starting this semester and going forward, all BAP candidates are required to attend our meetings in person, regardless if the speaker is in person or virtually. So that means you have to be showing up in person. You cannot show up virtually. Again, the meeting locations are there. I've rather change that to 1132, but that's there. Now, if you cannot come to every meeting in person because for one of the following reasons that I'm about to state right now, if you are a student athlete, if you have internship or you have a job and you're working at that time, and or have a class during our time meetings, which before I even continue on, don't ever skip a class for BAP, especially if it's on Zoom. Don't ever do that. My father always told me when I started out in college and high school, he always told me school comes first, everything else comes second. So that's basically how I explain it to all the candidates every semester. That's how I would perceive it. So priority first is school, your classes, and then the fun stuff, then BAP. If you have any one of those, conditions, you have to email the e-board and the advisors letting us know why you're unable to attend. Based on the case that you will give us, we then will discuss it. And if it gets approved, you will then receive the Zoom links for each meeting. If it gets rejected, then that means you'll have to attend them in person. Now, for our members, you guys are going to have the option to attend our meetings either in person or virtually. All members are going to receive the Zoom links every Monday. They're going to receive them through our Gmail. So that will be there if they would like to go virtually. No, and I am going to say this one time and one time only. If a candidate is caught attending our meetings virtually without talking to us in advance, their attendance for that meeting will not be counted for. Also, if we find out that a BAP member gave a candidate the Zoom link without the candidate talking to us, both the candidate and member will not receive attendance credit for that meeting. So, putting that out there right now. Please follow the rules that we have here. They are there for a reason, and because Silberman asked us that we have to do this. So, again, that's that. Now, for everyone, starting this semester, in order to receive credit for attending our meetings, you will be required to scan the attendance QR code and fill out the attendance form each week. Now, we have been saying that at every meeting, and it'll be displayed before and at the end of each meeting. The reason why I'm saying this is because we've had in the past where members and candidates have came in late, and they say that they're there, but they never filled out the attendance sheet. We are now going to be strengthening that requirement also. If you do not fill out the form, you will not receive credit, even if you were at the meeting in person or virtually. So you have had to fill out the form. No excuses. You have to have filled it out or you don't get it. That simple. And again, if anyone has any issues with this, we are always free to talk about it. The e-board is always free. Especially me, we are human. We all want, make sure your experience here at BAP is relaxing and also enjoyable at the same time. Which also, I'm going to also shift over to reflection papers, because that is still going to be going on. So, wait, I'll skip these slides over there for a second. Okay, so this applies to all BAP candidates and members. For the BAP candidates, for those who told us that they cannot make the meetings in person every week and virtually, and for the members who decided that they cannot make the meetings in person or virtually. We brought this rule back last semester, and we're going to continue to do it. So if you're unable to make a meeting because you are sick, you have student athlete priorities, if you have work, if you have a class at that time, you must do the following in order. You must reach out to any e-board member within 24 hours before the meeting. You can reach out to us via email. If you have our numbers, you can call us or text us. We will know. Once we know, you will then have to watch the meeting recording, which will be posted on our YouTube channel. Now, I will say that I'm the one that does the edits for us. So usually the uploads will be up by 9 p.m. every Wednesday. If not, it will be up by Thursday morning at the latest. So please stay on top of that. You will have to write a 1-page reflection paper. Now, I'm going to say this. This is not an essay. It's not going to be anything that crazy. Trust me. It's going to be easy. This paper has to include the date of the meeting, speaker and firm, what was the meeting about, and what did you learn from that meeting? Any thoughts? You can write this in bullet points or full sentences. We do not care which one you do. As long as it's one full single space page, that's all that matters. Reflection papers must be submitted on the discussion board page on our webcampus org before the start of the next meeting. Now, there are going to be some cases this semester where we have a bye week and it will not be due that week, but it'll be due the following. So for example, if someone were to say they missed the 19th meeting, February 19th, the reflection paper for that meeting will not be due on the 26th, but will be due on March 5th, because that will be the next time we are meeting. That is an example how that would work if we have a bye week that following week. If you do not submit by the deadline, you will not receive any attendance credit for that meeting. It is a hard deadline. It is 4:30. And this semester, we were able to put the due date and the time stamp on webcampus. So it is there. So no more, getting in it late. Like, we will see that you submitted it late. So I just want to touch on that real quick because I figured. Our candidate checklist. So we did this last semester and we figured we want to bring it back because I figured it'd be a cute little way for you guys to just be like, this is how you have to do everything. You have to do your application, induction meeting, tutoring hours, 100% attendance, and then complete community service hours. It's a cute little way of checking up on what you're doing for BAP. So that members, getting with you guys now. So attendance is required at 80% of our meetings. So remember, in person and virtually, 80% of them. So that will be 10 meetings. 10 meetings. Half of the community service and fundraising events. So I will say this. If you participated in the Hurricane Irene fundraiser that we did last semester, you do not have to do the LA Wildfires fundraiser. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to because you already hit the requirement. And also attend the year-end induction. So, attend the induction night. 8 hours of tutoring service in the school year. So if you know that you need to get your hours in, now is the time to crunch down on that. The $25 annual fee. So for those who need to pay their annual fee, please Venmo BAP at FDU on Venmo, $25 for your annual fee. And also our member checklist, which basically explains everything that I just explained on this slide. All right. The new thing that we'll also be doing is going to be introducing a requirements tracker. So the problem here was that potential candidates and members, they do not know if they're hitting the requirements for BAP. And this especially was the case last semester where we had candidates come up to us and they asked us, oh, I don't know if I'm hitting the requirements. I don't know if I'm getting, how much do I have left? And luckily, when we attended the annual meeting, we met up with the chapter from UNLV and they gave us an idea that they did. And they had this tracker of all of their meetings, like who would show up to this, who didn't show up to that. So what we are going to do is that we're going to create a requirements tracker to help them track their progress within BAP. And basically the outcome of this that we're expecting is that the requirements will be completed on time. So I figure this is a good time to segue into webcampus and how to basically go about that, because you guys need to know how to use webcampus, basically how to, utilize that. So let me get to this. All right. So if you are wondering where our page is, it is not going to be under courses. It's going to be under organization. So right here. And then there's Beta Alpha Psi right here. So on the page here, on the front page here will be your announcements. So all of our announcements for BAP, you'll get the announcements from us every Monday at 11 a.m. Now, I do want to just say is I do apologize that you have been getting emails from me. We cannot change that for some weird reason. We can't. We've been trying to configure with that. We wanted to just say Beta Alpha Psi, but we can't. So it has to come from me. So again, if you ever get an email from me, it's from Beta Alpha Psi. Again, just throwing that out there. So on the left, you guys have your announcements. You have your content. We also have discussion. We have this, discussions basically will be our discussion board for all of your for all of the meetings that you're not able to attend. You submit your reflection papers for. The content section is basically where you're going to find all the stuff you guys are going to need for the semester. So all that will be right here in 2025 spring semester. So the application form, the handbook, the presentation that you're watching right now, our schedule, candidate and member checklist, and then also instructions on how to sign up for a free NJCPA, AICPA, and IIA student membership, along with how the tutoring works as well. So that is all there. So we also have the tutoring link. This link is going to stay the same like last semester. So you'll go to that link, join the Zoom, and basically when that time does come, we will explain how that works. Informative. This is basically our Q&A bot. So if you ever cannot get a hold of us for some reason, you can always go to this bot. It basically will be tasked with knowing everything about our chapter and how we do things, and basically help you out answering any questions you have. Another new thing that we forgot to put on the slides, but I'm gonna say this now, is that we are gonna be adding a meetings calendar. So you guys are not gonna get a calendar for every meeting we are holding this semester. So you'll get it right there, and it's gonna be very obvious. So again, like next week, club fair, 11 a.m. and then 4:30 p.m., 6 o'clock, UWorld, right there. So that's that. All right, the requirements tracker. So this is going to be here in the bottom. This sheet right here, this is going to be updated every day and every week. It will be audited by the e-board. On here, it will show you if you have submitted your application, if you paid your dues, how many meetings you've attended, how many community service events you've done, how many tutoring hours you did, and how you attended in person, virtually, submit the reflection paper. They all are going to total out to 10, which is the required meetings to attend. So the purple is the candidates. The green is for members. Again, please refer to this because this is how you're able to track where you're at with BAP. Another thing that we forgot to mention in the slides, we did this last semester and we heard great reviews on this. We're going to do it again at the halfway point of this semester. So probably around spring break. Each member and every candidate is going to receive from us, the e-board, a halfway point check-in. What that is, you'll be receiving an Excel sheet giving you your personalized view on where you stand with BAP, how many hours of tutoring to do, how many meetings you have to still attend, and if you haven't done your community service yet. So that will be sent out during spring break. So again, if you ever forget to look at where your requirements are, we will always send you guys that at the halfway point. Because we have heard some great things that, you know, it really did help them out when they were finishing up their candidacy process last semester. So yeah. So that is basically how you would view this for Web Campus. I'm not going to switch over to the slides. If I can get the slides back up. I got the slides back up. Perfect. Okay. All right, let's get back to our regularly scheduled broadcast. Okay, so protocols. Business casual attire when firms are present. So if you do not know what business casual means, we have outlined that in our career fair boot camp meeting that we did last year. Please go watch that. It's on our YouTube channel. It basically will also explain to you what we define as business casual. If you do not know what business casual is, even after watching that, please go see Play Miss and Outrage at Silberman. There is a career closet, an amazing career closet on both campuses that are giving clothes away for free. Please go and see them. Again, business casual when firms are here in person. If you're attending virtually, we do not care what you wear down there, what you wear up here, polo shirt, make yourself look presentable, because again, it basically gives them your first impression. First impressions mean a lot. Attendance is important, so no extracurricular activities during meetings, and we have not had that happen ever. So, you know, it's a thing we have to say every semester. So, also implementing this year, if you are attending our meetings virtually, you must have your videos on at all times. I know it sucks, but the speakers that come here, that take time out of their day to come and speak to us, we want to give them the same respect back. So cameras must be on. If you are not able to have your camera on, you must message one of the e-board members in advance, letting us know why. Once then, we'll say, okay, it's fine. And then obviously mics will be off. However, you can unmute when we do our Q&A sessions or whenever we want to ask a question. So that is what's going on there. All right, types of services. So networking, BAP, PDP, we always do some collaborative events with them down the line. I remember off the top of my head, we did one semester, we did a speed networking event with them. It was spring 23, we did it. Mentorship. If you ever want to be mentored by any one of us on the e-board or any member, please do so. Please reach out to them. You know, they're always looking to help you guys out. Multi-chapter event. So we did propose this idea to the advisors. They did not approve of it. We're hoping that when the new e-board comes in, they will have this idea approved for next semester. And when I mean by multi-chapter event, I mean with other BAP chapters. And then BAP sponsored tutoring, that'll be by our amazing head tutor, Gloria Petruska, which, by the way, tutoring, the times and dates are going to be posted by Sunday, if not the latest by Monday. Zoom link is going to be on our link tree on our web campus page and on our website. And when I mean website, I mean our Wix website. It will also be posted on there. All right. Third thing from our ideas going forward is the BAP tutor bot. So if you all remember, we started last semester our AI tutor bot project. And I can happily say that I was at probably, if not all of the meetings that this team has held. They are making great strides with the bot. They are looking to have the bot completed by the end of the semester. And hopefully when we have our induction night, we're able to show you guys what the final product is going to look like. And not only that, Andrew Pinabino, shout out to him. He actually was a candidate last semester. He just got inducted to BAP in the fall. He is our head of our project. And again, we meet, I believe, Mondays and Wednesdays, 8:45 in here in Mon 106. So if you ever want to stop by and see what we're doing, or if you want to actually join the team, please come in, open door policy. For those who do not know what our tutor bot is going to be doing, we will be creating a tutor bot to allow students to be tutored after our regular tutoring hours. So what I mean by that is when tutoring hours go offline, you will go to the bot. The key difference here is that we're trying to have this bot do is that it's not going to give them the right answer right away, but it's going to lead them toward the right answer so they know how to do it. It'll be like you're actually going to be going to our tutoring sessions, but instead of a human, you're going to be talking to a bot. And again, the details, the training and accuracy, we're working on that as well. We were discussing on where we're going to house it. We were using Bolt New for majority of the project. We might be debating on doing AWS, Microsoft Azure. We might do OpenAI. Again, things are still up in the air, but we're hoping to have this all done by the end of this semester. So stay tuned for that. And this is basically how it used to be, the prototype that I actually built out, how it looked like. And then basically the procedure and how it would work is that if tutoring sessions are active, go to the tutoring sessions. If they are not active, go to the professor's office hours because they want to see that you actually want to improve in the class. If they are not available, go to the tutor bot. It is that simple, and I don't think anyone can screw that up. So, one last thing is that is going to be this. We are in talks with both Women in Business, Florham Chapter, and Metro Chapter to hold a collaboration event at some point this semester. And we are looking to make this a big, big event this semester. And when I mean big event, I mean like the fashion show that we do every year for Silberman, like that magnitude. Huge. So it basically will be a women in accounting and finance panel where we're going to be inviting back women in business and Beta Alpha Psi alumni in accounting and finance to come and speak to us. It'll basically be a panel discussion followed by a Q&A session, and after that'll be a networking session. It will be held on the Florham campus in person. Transportation will be provided for anyone at Metro. Again, we are in talks. This is not finalized yet, but this is in the works. More details will be provided in the coming weeks. Get hyped for this because this is going to be a big thing, a huge deal. And hopefully, if all goes well, it might be an annual thing. And again, coming soon, spring 2025. So that is basically our boot camp. Follow us on all our socials, our LinkedIn, verified Instagram, our Threads page, X page, TikTok. Amen that TikTok's still in the US. Amen. We thought we'd go to Red Note. YouTube page, our Rumble page, our Blue Sky account, our Lemonade and our Red Note account, and also our Wix website, which is our club website. Our FDU website is the webcampus org page. And our email is bapfdu@gmail.com. So with that being said, that is it for today's first meeting. I know we talked a lot. There's a lot of new things that we're doing, and there's also some things you guys got to know about. But I'm going to promise you this, the e-board and I are very excited for this semester. Hopefully everything else plays out like we all envisioned, and that this is going to cap off in what we think will be the greatest academic year New Sigma has ever had. And we are very excited to bring these speakers to come in, and we're going to make the best out of it. So with that being said, that is it for this meeting. We will see you all next week when UWorld, Nicole DeRosa, and the great Peter Olinto will be coming to speak to us. Remember, that meeting is going to be from 4:30 to 6 o'clock, special end time. So it will not end at 5:30, it will end at 6 o'clock. As a final reminder for candidates, if you are not able to make these meetings in person, because of the reasons we stated earlier, you must email the e-board and the advisors as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Members, you will be receiving the Zoom link for the meetings every Monday, That'll be through your school emails. It will not be through webcampus. And again, if anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to reach out to any one of us. Please feel free to reach out to us on Gmail, Instagram, LinkedIn, any of the platforms we have. Again, we want to make this experience for you guys enjoyable as possible. It also has some fun as well. And I think we're going to be doing a darn tootin' job at it. So with that being said, that's it. Thank you all so much. And we'll see you all next week for U World. Until next time, this is Jack Mitchell saying so long. Enjoy the rest of your first week of classes, and we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Will I fall again?